pinned by a Sequest for...
Good grief, can you imagine? Well, I don't know.
But we really enjoyed your video, but that Sequest background, fucking copyright strike.
It is owned by Universal, so yeah, I don't know. Has Disney bought them yet?
Probably. Universal, Disney, everything.
Fuck's sake. Remember the good old days when like 20th Century Fox and all these other companies were like their own companies, and they all competed in the grand arena of cinema, and all trying to make their own cinematic universes before cinematic universes were even a thing, and managing to come up with entertainment. Oh God, I miss those days.
I have to tell you that. Yeah, those memories are so distant. I'm not sure that they even existed now. Remember, you see the 20th Century Fox logo come up? Sorta. And you go like, yeah, yes! I can't wait. This is going to be great. This is going to be epic. And now you go, fuck it.
Or the rank screen organization with the guy with the big gong. And you're going to be in for, well, I don't know, something with like, what's the guy's name? Fuck, I can't even remember that. The guy who was in like The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah, all those actors from like the 1950s. You knew you were in for one of those sort of films. Right. But yeah, you just don't see that anymore.
Or like the Paramount Pictures, right?
Yeah.
You get excited by the Paramount Picture film.
Yeah, not so much anymore.
I can't even remember the last time I was excited to see a Paramount picture or anything.
There was even a time when you saw the Disney logo and you immediately thought of magic and fantasy and
I was 9.
Yeah.
Last time that was true. Now I see the Disney's logo and all I would think is like, I want to short that stock to fucking extinction. Every time I hear Disney's in trouble, I get a little happy.
You're like,
Disney missed earnings. The stock's down 4%. Like, yes! Go down more, you scumbags.
Burn.
I hate you so much, and I shouldn't. I should love you, but I hate you.
We used to love them.
Used to. But, I mean, my decline of love for Disney started a long time ago because they went from being a hopeful company, a dream building and all that shit to just a company. And they started moving and pushing things like IP laws around, right? I mean, their whole company was built upon Walt Disney using other people's copyrights, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Mickey Mouse and whatnot, they go back to the Steamboat guy and all this. Like, you watch the lineage of this development. Mm-hmm. And that was cool because that's how you should do art, right? He saw stuff that was like, oh, this is neat, right? And they took that and made it something else, and made it something else, and other people made things on top of that. But now, and you put a pair of ears that even remotely resemble anything. Like, you're in court, and we want to fine you $500 million.
Was it Dead Mouse? He got sued from Disney, and then he sued them, and I think he was successful, wasn't he? And I forget exactly how, but but yeah, it was the same sort of thing.
Yeah, Disney can go to zero, and everything can collapse on them.
Be the best thing ever.
I wouldn't miss it.
The best analogy, it's like when you've had way too much to drink and you know that the only thing to do is to throw up. You don't want to because it's going to be messy and you really don't want to have that taste, but when you do, you'll feel gloriously happy.
This is the state of Disney? Yeah. And so many others too. But Disney in particular, they're particularly savage at being awful. Yeah. And then trying to convince you that what they're saying is the right thing, the right visuals, the right everything. Mm-hmm. Which is why I stopped watching. I just stopped watching. I moved all my entertainment to Korea.
Yeah.
They actually know how to do something. As Squid Games has proven. Like, oh, wow. Right?
It's like, entertainment! I forgot what that looked like.
People that are just like normal people. Right? You can relate to all the characters. Right? Yeah. No matter how awful they are or how good intentioned they are, you've probably come across people like that in your life, right? And you understand their dimensions. The kind of shit that being foisted upon us these days, I don't understand. I can't relate. Yeah. These people don't actually exist in real life. I've never met anybody like these people that they try and portray over here in North America now. Like, nope. doesn't. And I've met thousands and thousands and thousands of people all over the world. Like, nah, they don't exist like that.
Yep. I remember the good old days of the action hero. You know, you look at Arnold Schwarzenegger and something like Commando or Raw Heat, Raw Deal. There's a couple of like. Yeah, I mean that was like a lampoon of an action.
It was cartoony,
hero, but you loved it because
it was cartoony and you knew it.
Yeah,
right? And I don't think at any time were they trying to sell you that
like this was real.
I'm an actual person that you should respect, and we all know you're ridiculous. That's the whole point. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
We want to see you be ridiculous with your bubbly muscles and do stupid things and have. At some point, we're waiting for the one-liner, right?
Yeah.
I'll be back, or whatever it's going to be this time.
John, I feel good. You're a dead man, John. Bullshit. Let off some steam.
But now it's like, no, I am a 110-pound female that can kick the crap out of a room of trained killers.
Well, I don't suppose you've seen it, and I wouldn't blame you for not. But had you at least seen like the reviews and all the behind-scenes stuff of Black Widow?
No.
It is actually Mauler has probably done the best dissection of that, where he described at length, in nauseating detail, everything wrong with that movie, and it is glorious to behold just how much horseshit you can fit into one movie. And what's amazing is it's like you have a character that everyone wants to see a story of. They want to see Black Widow and Hawkeye, how they met, the whole thing about, how she's, a turbocharged assassin, he's out to kill her, and somehow things happen where, that doesn't happen, and then later they become compadres in the Avengers. Everyone wants to see that film, but instead of giving us that, they give us this utter bunch of crap, which is where now these people have been elevated from human beings into godlike, superheroes,
okay.
And nothing can kill them. It's like they go through so much torturous damage. They would have been annihilated at the first hit.
Yeah, I do remember that. I don't know anything about these comic book stuff because I grew up.
Yeah.
But when people were talking about Black Widow, from what I understand, she's just a person.
Yeah.
I saw a clip. I think it was like in a back alley or something. She falls off some shit.
Yeah.
And like bang, crash back, boom,
like
boom,
about
crash.
7 times.
Yeah, and then lands, and then kind of carries on.
You serious?
You would have broken every bloody rib in your body and dislocated all your discs.
If I squat the wrong way, I can't walk for a week, right?
Yeah. No, this is one of the things that in Mauler's video he very well pointed out, and it's like,
I guess that would be okay if it was. Again, I haven't watched this stuff. I don't watch this stuff.
Yeah.
But going back to what we just said about like the old Schwarzenegger films, where it was obviously meant to be funny.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous, right? And if these films didn't take themselves seriously, maybe you could go there and go, oh yeah, that's.
But the action hero in those kinds of films always got damaged. Like by the end, and he's facing up with the big bad guy. He's at his worst. Like he's been hit and injured, and like defeating the bad guy is now a real threat and proposition that he might not actually succeed. They always do, of course, but they always build up the tension with that. And in Black Widow, it's like these people are invincible. Where is the stakes?
Right. That's why I stopped watching because. Back to the Korean cinema thing, so many of their productions, they do romantic, or what do you call them, romantic comedies really well. And they do dramatic shows really well. And they have this thing about dramatic fantasy shows. So, people have superpowers of some kind. And they're fantastic. It doesn't really matter how much superpower they have, right? They get their ass handed to them on a regular basis, right? And they're sort of true to the idea that you come out of the gate and you've got you're jacked and your health and your stamina are full, right? Mm-hmm. But as it goes on, right, those bars keep ticking down like a video game does.
Right, yeah.
And at some point, your hero is half beat the shit. Right? It's like, I got to get out of here, man, because pretty soon I'm going to get whacked. And it makes you root for them more because you get it, right?
It was one of the things I thought about when they came out with, DC came out with Batman versus Superman and all that stuff, and I couldn't help but feel like, how is this even a match?
It's not.
Superman is just dead.
I heard some. Oh, was it you that you told me the explanation of Batman is just so clever that he put kryptonite in I don't know, Superman's butt plug or whatever, and that's how he got him or whatever. But it's like it's so ridiculous. It's not even a thing, right?
Yeah, and it's just kind of ridiculous.
And that's the end of you. No, I saw this T-shirt and I want to get one, and it's Vegeta. You know Vegeta, who's from Dragon Ball Z, who's got Batman in one hand, crushing his throat, and Superman in the other, crushing his throat. Like no, and he's just looking at Superman with this expression of, yeah, like no contest. You know, you guys are nothing compared to me. And I'm like, yes, yes. Can we see that? I want that one.
Yeah.
Just waste of skin freaking characters, man. Yeah. How pathetic is Superman anyway? Like the ultimate and boring character, right? Which is what like every female character currently is, just some variation of the Superman thing. Like, I'm invincible and I'm totally kick-ass,
but I won't kill anyone.
I'm full on cynicism and sarcasm and nothing. Reverence is my motto.
That's what's appealing about The Boys.
Kill them.
Is because they're not even heroes, are they? I mean, they kind of are, but like, you know, they're just murderous people with superpowers.
Yeah, I stopped watching The Boys too. I watched the first season. That was pretty good.
I'm talking more season 1, yeah.
Yeah, and when he nuked his mom's head off with a laser vision, like that's all I needed.
It's like, okay.
I don't care about season 2, right? That's good enough, right? Another thing that the Koreans do super well is that they just do one season. It's 16 episodes. They're like an hour long every episode, right? But when they're done, they're done. Yeah. Unless, of course, you sign a contract with Netflix, in which case they're going to force you to make Squid Games 2, which they don't want to do.
Oh, my God.
But which they will have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Level 2.
It'll be stupid, right? I hope they're still the Korean writers. Actually, it would be best if they got in North American Hollywood writers, so that we could have a bunch of today's wonderful and inclusive characters.
So they could absolutely fuck it up big time.
Yeah, that is so bad. It's not even funny. That even Rotten Tomatoes critics would have to give it a 0.
Well, they're starting to do that more. What was the film that they came out with recently? Oh, bloody hell.
Eternals?
Yes, and
I just threw that out there because the only name that I know. I haven't seen it.
The amazing thing is how it's so different and diverse. And the critical score, although the audience score is really suspiciously high, but the critical score, which is usually also suspiciously high, is satisfyingly low.
Has anybody seen it?
I haven't really checked the box office numbers to know if it's succeeding or whatever, but if it is succeeding, I will be amazed. I mean, that's the weird thing, isn't it? With the MCU, they built up this entire universe full of characters that you enjoyed. Exactly. They built up to the end game, quite literally, and then, okay, fine. I mean, you could argue whether it was a good or bad ending, but it was an ending. So why continue after this?
Again, I didn't bother.
This is like the Austin Powers joke where, Dr. Evil's doing his evil laugh. And, end of the world kind of thing, or whatever it is. And then they keep the shot going after, like, the music's ended and everyone's still laughing. And then they kind of gradually, like, stop laughing and everything. And it's kind of, like, cringy and everything. And it's like, yeah, this is why you cut it.
This is why there's edits.
Yeah, and with the MCU, it kind of feels like they've had their, the heights. You got to end it there and move on. You've had 10 years of work. It's great. You had a terrific ride. Now go do something else. And instead they're like, oh, but this can only go up.
Right. This is like Wall Street mentality.
This is like Homer Simpson when he's like, investing in pumpkins, like, since September. It's like, I've got a feeling they're going to be successful all the way into December.
They've been going up the whole month of October. And I got a feeling they're going to peak right around January.
No. Yeah. It's like anybody with a long trade. It's like, it's just going to go up, man. It went up 100% last month. It's going to go up 100%. This month is going to be going to the moon. It's going to be 1,000%. I'm going to be a billionaire. What do you mean zero? What the fuck happened? And that's Hollywood. Hollywood just doesn't know when to say stop. And,
Yeah.
But they're full of fucking idiots. Right? They're run by idiots. They have the mentality of idiots. They're talented. I'll give you that, right? They have creativity.
That creativity is not being directed in the right direction.
But nobody's there managing it in a really useful way.
Yeah.
But other parts of the world are. And so I just fuck Hollywood. I just changed my focus to parts of the world that are.
Yeah.
There's again, I'm just gonna harp on about South Korea like mad, but I look at them with kind of an envy in that it's a small country, population-wise, 56 million. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So not much more. Okay, it's like what, 20%, 30% more than Canada, I guess. But it's like what, Greater Los Angeles plus a county, right?
Yeah.
But look at them; they are a technological powerhouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just dominate everything in a very good way, right? There's the big chip makers, big technology sector, really, really good filmmakers, like really good, really top-notch writers, incredible level of acting, right? Mm-hmm. They got some of the most famous pop stars in the world. Of course, you would know that because you live in North America and like nothing exists outside of these shores, according to our media, but
naturally,
it's true. Right? And it's a small populace. And yeah, I think they're just fantastic. And they have an actual culture, right? Which is something I find is really, really heartwarming in the sense around how they treat their elderly, the levels of respect that they have, the respect for death and life, which is something we just like, don't need that shit, man. I got Beyonce or whatever the fuck it is you're into. But it's so stupid.
Yeah.
I've sat across and looked across the sofa and thought, we really are barbarians, huh? And we're a culturalist. like when did your dad die? My dad died. What was the date?
Sometime in the past.
Yeah. Over there, they have, it's like they know exactly the date. They have a ceremony for every year, right? Mm-hmm. It's very respectful. They cook their favorite foods. Wow, right? Levels. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah. I haven't logged into Facebook in months and months and months and months and months. And every time I do, I just go in just to see how much vitriol everyone's spewing.
Yeah,
and it's constant, right? Like, you log in and it's like 10 seconds. It's like, God, why would I do this? It's so toxic.
Yeah.
People are just out of your tube, right? They're just screaming in the wind.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And I got 15 likes on my latest hatred.
Okay. So congratulations, yeah. So there you go. We put the world to rights. I think what we'll do is we'll get I'll brew up a new coffee and then we'll talk about Cyberpunk or Half-Life.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, where we kill people and things and monsters.
We'll be right back.
I like that.